recording. What are we recording? Presents and Wolfman. Oh, and Peter Pan. Fucking Peter Pan. Christ. Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today, unfortunately, is the day where the fun stops. Yes, that's right. We've finally found one of those movies including a publicly accessible character in a horror movie unenjoyable. We're talking about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, where, you guessed it, Peter Pan is a serial killer and is kidnapping children who are referred to as the Lost Boys. Where do I even begin with this? I suppose I should start by mentioning that I'm actually one of the few weird people out there who actually enjoys these movies for all of the wrong reasons. Every single one of them that I've seen has received a well-worthy 1 out of 10 so far anyway. But I have had fun and enjoyed every single one of them. I proudly have these two films in my collection. The second one I've even rewatched. It's out of its film. The first one actually has a weird security tag on the back of it. I promise I didn't steal it. What's even crazier about the security tag, it says, please remove before microwaving. They clearly think a lot of the movie if they're sticking it in the microwave. That's quite the discovery about my local Asda. The alarm didn't go off when I went out with this. Burglars and thieves, just a heads up. So if anybody was going to be willing to give this some sort of chance, it was going to be me. And if we're really going to try and find some positives about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, I do think once again this studio has grown and improved in some small aspects. They are sort of learning from their mistakes with each project that they do. Sort of. For one, I noticed immediately that the music is so much more toned down and far more subtle. Dare I say, there was the odd moment where the minutest amount of tension and creepiness was actually achieved. They were definitely trying a hell of a lot harder with that script to create some chilling, hair-raising moments throughout the film. Didn't necessarily work, but it was an improvement compared to films like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. They are trying to give you a story. It's poorly written, the dialogue is atrocious, and don't get me started on some of the performances, but there is a genuine effort. It was absolutely noticeable. They're also playing it so much more seriously this time round, whereas Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey and these other films come across quite goofy, and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare doubles down on the seriousness to a massive detriment. Although there is one bit that had me absolutely howling. Because of him being a serial killer, he's kind of methed up, if you will. And I'm not shitting you. He injects pixie dust into his veins. Step aside, angel dust and PCP, there's a new drug in town. It's clearly been inspired by things like Terrifier, and it's also got little bits of elements of the Joker in there, I would say. It's because he doesn't look like Peter Pan, he actually does look a bit closer to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. And apart from those odd references to Peter Pan, he is just a serial killer. It is so loosely attached, to the point that it feels like this is a failed serial killer movie script that's just been rewritten into Peter Pan nonsense. The gore has massively improved, but it comes across as so unnecessary and gratuitous, and that's coming from me. I am quite the gore hound. I'm quite happy to see people get cut to pieces and blood squirt everywhere. Kind of entertaining as long as it's in movie format and video game format, of course. I think breaking into reality here. But when it happened in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, it always kind of felt like, why? Why have you stopped to do that awful thing out of absolutely nowhere? And personally, it feels like it just came across as a directorial decision to be like, hey, we've got new improved gore effects, gotta use them. Don't know how, don't know when, or who on, or who with, but make sure you use it. And make sure they go on for 5 to 10 minutes with no emotional impact at all because you don't care about the characters whatsoever. It seems to just be there for the sake of it. And the longer it goes on, the more eye-rolling and annoying it becomes. It just, towards the end of the film, it is just a cacophony of screaming and yelling and swearing and just, oh God, get me out of this. I felt like a fly on a wall of a local crack den where a couple are having a dispute. It was just miserable. By playing this movie so seriously, all that they actually managed to achieve is sheer and utter boredom. It comes across as pretentious, it makes the director and the writer look like utter idiots, that they really have the ego to think that they could pull this off in a serious, scary manner. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. No, what you've got and work with it. I am starting to lose faith with these movies because my constant complaint with them is that they're just not having enough fun with them. They are not putting their tongue far enough into their cheek. I want it to be stupid. I want it to be a full-blown horror comedy because it's Winnie the Pooh in a horror movie. Or, as I am aware, we have a Popeye horror movie coming out later this year. I'm pretty sure there's a Bambi one as well. If we are doing this, have fun with it and just give the audience a good time, because nobody anywhere is taking these films seriously except for the people making them. They even had the bloody cheek to break the fourth wall slightly towards the end and have one of the characters wear a t-shirt, a cheaply printed t-shirt might I add, with the bloody Winnie the Pooh poster on it. And you might as well go and watch that one because it's better than this shit by a country mile, and that is saying a lot. Winnie the Pooh 2 kinda got it. It did double down in the craziness. This one has gone a complete left turn and is almost playing it as if it's the sequel to Seven. It's just embarrassing and toe-curling, and as an audience member, I got sweet fuck all from this. I genuinely didn't enjoy this. It's the first time I didn't have any fun with it. I won't be adding this one to the collection. I won't re-watch this unless I am paid a very hefty sum of money. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare gets a very stinky 1 out of 10. May have already found worst film of the year. It's not boding well, 2025. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, you can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.